Moving on to the Steelers. So the Steelers, they played the Browns. And before the game, Juju Smith-Schuster, who I've come on this podcast multiple times and pretty much gone against everything that he's ever said. Juju, he seems like a great guy. Juju seems like a great guy. He does a lot for the community. I respect that. But he's too much into the TikTok.
And his ego is a bit large.
Yeah. So in a press conference, Juju said that the Browns are just the Browns. They're not new. They don't have Myles Garrett, Jarvis Landry, and Baker Mayfield. No, these are the old Browns. This is Tim Couch. This is Trent Richardson. This is the bad team. Browns are the Browns, he said. And he said that these are nameless gray faces, not a former Heisman winner, a nameless gray face. Anyways, Juju was very wrong here, and the irony showed immediately as first snap of the game, ball went over Ben Roethlisberger's head and touchdown Browns. Now, the Browns got out to a 28-0 lead, and they were cruising. This game was pretty much over in the first quarter. Anyways, Steelers tried to make it a fight. I respect them for that, but Roethlisberger, atrocious. Roethlisberger threw for 501 yards on 68 attempts. Now, throwing 68 times with a quarterback that's almost 40 is a horrible idea, and that showed. He had 4 touchdowns, yes, but he also had 4 interceptions. He got them into a huge hole. He tried to climb his way out.
He started off the game with a few, and most of those interceptions came at the beginning of the game, leading to the deficit that they were put in.
Yeah, and if you're throwing 68 times, I expect you to get 501. In fact, I expect you to get like 600. So you might look at this game and say, oh, Roethlisberger, he did good. He threw for 501 yards. That's an amazing game in terms of yardage. Well, he's throwing 68 times. They barely handed it off.
They did not run the ball
at all because they were in such a hole and they needed to get out of it. And that's just very bad. Mayfield, 265, 3 touchdowns. Defense did a lot for him. The running game also did a lot for him with Nick Chubb. Anyways, Steelers won 48-37. Steelers didn't win. Browns won 48-37. Steelers absolutely embarrassed by this, I think. But they, instead of walking away and saying, good luck, Browns, we'll be back next season and they can do something, Chase Claypool, he came out and said, no. Claypool wanted the Browns to win, quote, with more class.
Which is something they haven't done.
At all
season.
Says this one that TikTok dances all the time. Juju, who's your teammate and one of your friends, dances on logos. The biggest disrespect that you can have in possibly the NFL is dancing on a team's logo pre-game, not even after you beat them, which I said, okay, if you dance on a logo after you beat a team, that's disrespectful, yes, but you beat the team, it's fine. Do it pre-game, that's stupid. Anyways, Claypool today actually changed his viewpoint on this. Yeah. He apologized and said he's now rooting for the Browns. He talked to some of his friends on the Browns, and he's okay with them. Now, Claypool, you're a rookie. You're a rookie wide receiver, but you need to speak better, honestly. I think Juju's rubbing off on Claypool very hard.
Yeah,
very,
definitely.
very hard. It's not good for this wide receiver room because I expect Juju probably to go to another team this offseason just because I think the Steelers, as the fans have, they've had enough of Juju Smith-Schuster. Despite, he had a good game. He put up 151 yards, I'm pretty sure, receiving yards in this game. That was all in garbage time.
And off of probably a lot of targets.
Yeah, a lot of targets. But, also, another thing Juju did in this game, before a route when he was down, it was pretty much concluded that they were going to lose the game. So he goes to set up his route to get in place to run his route, and he starts doing TikTok dances before he lines up. Now, this is the fourth quarter,
and he
knows he's going to lose, and he starts doing TikTok dances.
So
I don't know where this man's head is.
He was already embarrassed enough, so he decided to embarrass himself some more.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at. Juju, he just needs to stop. He needs to stop. Hopefully he gets on a team that will actually tell him to stop. put that in a clause in his contract, maybe.
I
Stop
think
TikToking.
if Bill Belichick was the coach of any player that was like that, he would be cut. And it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
I'm not even the biggest football fan, obviously, but just in sports, even you see all the players and the press conferences and everything, they always treat the other team with respect because in sports, a lot of times what gives you extra motivation is when the other team says that trashes you, makes fun of you, etc. But then instead, Juju seems to put a target on his own back game after game with the TikToks.
Seems like he wants people to come after him.
Yeah,
he's giving them way too much fuel, and that's rubbing off on Claypool too.
Yeah, just into the same old Browns. That's more fuel for them. They're gonna feel better when they're tackling you, and when they're beating you, when they're scoring.
They already have fuel. They're the Browns. They haven't been to the playoffs in ages.
Yeah,
they haven't won a playoff game in over 20 years.
Yeah, so they're gonna be hungry, and then when you're dealing it, you can't be complaining when they give it right back to you. Obviously we've seen Steph shimmy on people, but then when Chris Paul did them, he just laughed because that's what you do. But then you can't complain about them not being classy when they make dances in the locker room, making fun of you with the same song,
especially
after where you lose.
Yeah, with Juju, what Juju was doing, he was dancing on logos pregame, not even before he beat them, before he did anything that was good against him. To anything to celebrate. Pre-game, he decides to dance on the opposing team's logo. One of the biggest disrespects you can do.
Yeah, just for the sole purpose of disrespecting the team.
Yeah, and it backfired on him a ton of times. He stopped, and now he's still, even without doing the dancing on the logo, he's still shooting himself in the foot. It's insane. He needs to stop it, honestly.